Okay, so good morning. We are continuing on this text called the Jewel Treasure of Advice. And this one is basically, basically in the every part of the Buddhism text as a structure is a kind of stage of the path, like person who practitioner or how to follow, especially commentary, you know. This is different between the sutra and the commentary. Most of the sutra is not really constructed like, like stage, like a specifically focusing on the particular area, most of sutra. But when it comes to the commentary, as what different between the commentary and sutra is a more like a wisely explained, like even one subject they explain really detailedly. But commentary to make the structure more like a stage by stage. So I think that's a little bit different. So some people, I think maybe for them, feel more easier to understand the sutra than the commentary. But lots of people have easier to actually get the commentary. A commentary mean the texts those wrote after Buddha. Like Indian, those scholar wrote Nagarjuna Asanga and so and so. Also in Tibet, many lineage master they wrote. Those all is can say called the Shastra. It means some commentary. Why is called a commentary? Because those all teaching, whoever wrote, Nagarjuna Asanga or anyone who wrote those texts, always be based on the Buddhist scripture, Buddhist sutra. No one write their own version, always writing something that is related to the Buddha's teaching. So basically, in the sutra, it's difficult to understand because why difficult to understand is one is a wise lot, like a big area to cover, and two also many of meaning are hitting. So that way, it's not that easy to can be commentary by anyone who can just read. So because of those reasons, it's easier or more safe to study with those commentary than just directly try to start a sutra. Because I heard lots of people saying they like more original one. Original one mean the Buddha's teachings. Yes, that is true. All the, we must rely on the source. Source is a Buddha's teaching. But still, if only we try to rely on the source, most of our wisdom is not capable to, not good enough to can understand it like a depth part or hidden part of the secret part of the knowledge. So that reason as a commentary is better. So actually, only in the Tibetan Buddhism, we believe only two human beings after the Buddha, only two human beings can directly understand the Sutra is the Nagarjuna and Asanga. After those two, all the other commentary who wrote the commentaries, even they wrote commentary on the Sutra, but based on the how describe Nagarjuna and how describe the Asanga. So that way, every single commentator or writer later is basically rely on those two teachers. So because Buddha mentioned those two names who will come in the future to separate, give teaching, explain teachings. So other than those two, rest of every author or writer or masters, they are not capable to truly can understand that directly from the sutra. So that reason Tibetan are really more emphasizing on the actually commentary, than direct sutra. So that way you don't see that many Tibetan master who actually what called the teaching on the teaching from the direct sutra. So you're not going to see that many who directly teaching sutra. So reason is actually depth of the sutra understand is not easy. So that reason we rely on the commentary. So that way this one is one of those commentary can say, wrote by Tibetan master. When Tibetan master writing, they don't write based on their understand. Most of the time they write based on what sutra mentioned in the scripture from the sutra, and what called trustworthy Indian scholars like Nagarjuna Asangas. Because in India, becoming author is not that easy. When you write a book, it have to be approved by king and all the scholars. All the scholar and king come together, and if everyone agree on that text, whoever wrote, then that person is become called the Pindita. It means the scholar, and they put really high respect. But if you wrote something that is not really reasonable or logical, then you will get punishment. People who write. So that way, whatever text bring from India to Tibet, we always say they are really trustworthy texts. Kind of like they are no. You don't need to worry about that text is correct or not, because so it's not easy to become author. Not like in Tibet. When it comes to the Tibet, actually there's not that much rule to become an author. Long as you have a follower, listen to your teachings, they write. So that way, so that reason, most of Tibetan, when they're writing, they mostly try to base on those Indian master, Buddhist scripture or Indian master's commentary. So that reason you see those commentary like jewel ornament, so many quotes from the sutra and Indian master's texts. Reason is they are showing us what Kambopa saying, he was saying as if I base on those trustworthy, can say? Trustworthy. Yeah, the master's quote, I explain this way. So that way it's not become like his ideology. Yeah, so the same way, when Tibetan teacher teaching, most of the time they never say, I think. Yeah, you're not going to hear that much, I think, but sometimes we use that one, I think. Most of the time said, Nagarjuna said this way, Asanga said this way, Shantideva said this way. You can hear that one. So I think that is why that's how I think came the rule and tradition of from India to Tibet Dharma, when they translating or when they're writing, always be based on the original scripture which is come from India. Okay, so now is number 34. Is that the stain of the bad deeds and obscurations is like a mud covering a jewel. Even though the alaya is pure, it cannot manifest the qualities. The confession of the four power is essential This is my heart's advice. So stain of the bad deeds. Stain of the bad deed mean the negative karma, So basically we use as a 3 obscurations. Obscuration of the karma, obscuration of the omniscience, and obscuration of the liberations. So obscuration of the omniscience and obscuration of the liberation is basically talking about the state of the emotion, what kind of a mental emotion state. Because of that bad mental emotion state, like angry, hatred, jealousy, that kind of a mental emotion state, then we created the negative karma. Negative karma means that we do bad deeds. Yeah. So from the bad deed, then we have a karmic obscurations. Like you can see that many times we want to do something good, but there are a lot of ways a problem comes, especially when involved to the Dharma practice. We want to learn, we want to study, we want to practice, but there always is some kind of obstacle comes, couldn't do. So those are called the karmic obscurations. Even sometimes there's no problem, but you have no interest. You have no, when you are free, you have no interest. When you have no time, then you get some interest. Yeah. So there's always some karmically problem comes. Those is called the obscuration of the karma. That obscuration karma is no one created except our own negative emotion and negative action. So that is what is mean the stain of the bad deeds. So long as we do bad deeds, like 10 non-virtues, and there always be obscurations there. You cannot, you cannot expect by doing bad deed to free from the obscurations. Sometimes people have a misunderstand of that, try to remove the obscuration and do the more bad deed. So actually that's bringing more deeper trouble. Like for example, people, because they are lack of the food and clothes, they go to steal things from other. When they steal, and not just only they are lack of the food and clothes, even they are lack of the freedom, they're losing, yeah, get punishment. So things that get worse by trying wrong way. So that is a samsaric being. We always do that similarly. We, without the noticing, we do that one. We try to make better our life, but doing more bad things, hoping to come some kind of good result. That's impossible. So all this is a stain of the bad deed as an obscuration, and obscuration is a so this is a stain of the bad deed creating the obscurations. Obscuration is not created by someone else. Make sense? Our own karmic actions result as a become obscurations. Obscuration of the karma, obscuration of the liberation, obscuration of the omniscience. Those all is a result of our own bad karma. So this is like a mud covering jewels. When jewel is a fall in the muddy, yeah, no one can see that. No one recognize there's a jewel. So that way. So how, even though alaya is pure, it cannot be manifested. So even though alaya is pure, this is alaya. There's have two type of alayas. I mean, both are same. Sometimes you use as a alaya consciousness, and sometimes you see as a alaya alaya wisdom. So alaya, lots of dictionaries saying is best. Actually, alaya is called a storehouse, storing things there, holding, like you see Himalaya. Actually, Himalaya. Hem mean the snow. So storehouse of snow. So alaya mean the kind of something storing there. So there's a two kind of alaya. It's the same consciousness. When it's impure, it's called the alaya consciousness. It means that we're storing all our habit in there. So how we store is like, for example, smoker. You have the habit of smoking, yeah? But you don't have the urge of want to smoke. It's always. But that urging is still in the alaya. Only sometimes come out. Make sense? So the habit is there. It doesn't mean that always it be showing. So how it you not for why you not forgetting that habit, but even long period of time you don't remember, is it because it all the habit is stored in the alaya consciousness. So alaya consciousness is a holder, but alaya consciousness itself is pure. Make sense? Itself is a pure, but all these things stored there. So that way it's called the alaya consciousness and alaya wisdom. So here is what is talking about the alaya is pure, mean the alaya wisdom, the nature of a mind, which it itself is naturally pure, but it become impure. Why it cannot be manifest quality? Because it become impure. How it become impure is because of the negative emotion and negative karma holding all those what called the habit in there. So that way, so how we now is the question is okay, my wisdom is a nature, my mind is pure, but right now it is not cannot see that pure of cleaning is cannot see. So how I can shine that one is through the confession. So what kind of confession is there? It's called the 4 power in essentials. So there's a 4 way to. There's called the 4 powers. Power of the remorse, yeah. Power of the rely, power of the remedy, and power of the resolve. So power of the remorse, it means that you need to see the faults of a negative karma. Yeah. So one is from the faults of a negative karma, there will be never come the good result. Always be suffering. So once you see the faults, then you will get the remorse. I think anyone who make a mistake in life, when they make a mistake, they will not going to be that much have remorse, can say. But when that they facing of their what called the punishment, that day, I think I don't think so. Anyone you can find who have no remorse of doing that one. Yeah. So we have to know the faults of that, you know. So that way, then we can get the sense of remorse. But remorse alone is not good enough. You need to some degree of somewhere to rely to help you. So like we rely on the 3 jewels, we rely on the deities, we rely on the Bodhicitta or something to, then we're confessing. So remorse, rely, and the remedy, power of the remedy. Remedy means the whatever opposite. All the opposite of the negative deed is the remedy. So what is the opposite of the negative deed? Is a positive. So if you look the jewel ornament, they're mentioned, each sutra mentioned different way. Some sutra said, if you build the Buddha's image, like stage, they can be purified. Some sutra said if you meditate on the bodhicitta, can be purified. Some sutra said if you meditate on the emptiness, you can be purified. Some sutra said if you meditate on the loving kindness, compassion, can be purified. It means basically any of those you do, you can purify it. Any of opposite of the negative is the become a remedy. Then resolve mean that you need to make commitment to you're not going to repeat this anymore. Because even you purified, if you repeat, this is just the same. Yeah, like you wash the clothes really clean, but then throw it in the dirt. Then you need to wash again. You know, so that way, as last time I mentioned, I think yesterday, yeah, we mentioned even Bodhisattva, if they create a negative, there will be consequences. So even we purified completely, if we not stop this continuing, it cannot be purified. So we have to resolve. So this is that kind of example in the letter to friend by Nagarjuna. They said, is this like a sun as a freeing from the cloud? Purification is a, so there's a four, he put the example: Nanda, Angulimala, Ajatashatru, and I forgot one's name. He killed his mother. This, yeah. So those Nanda is so attached. I think Nanda's attachment of the, you know, those way, like you know, those is maybe some part is have influencing by the Devadatta. Nanda is, I think Nanda is a Buddha's maybe half brother, and Devadatta take him to like you know, those nightclubs, bar, make him to really bad influence into him to become like that. The Angulimala, he got a, you know, wrong teacher, taught him wrong method to try to achieve highly accomplishment. And Ajatashatru, because he was really, you know, also wrong influencing by the Devadatta, he killed his own father. So that kind of beings, even they did a heinous crime, by confessing, they purified. And there's on the also you can see the benefit of a Nyungne. In Tibet, one woman killed 15 men. So she tried to cover her, you know, murder. What called that? Murder. She tried to cover her husband's murder. She killed him. Then someone else know what she did. She killed them. So by trying to covering her own, you know, crime, she ended up she killing 15 people. But later they met one of the great teacher of the Nyungne, and she received the Nyungne teaching, and she practiced. So she purified by that practice too. She went only short time in the hell, then she's reborn in the high realm, God realm. So things like that. That way, our nature is pure. Even if this nature is pure, it's not going to shine. That pureness is not going to shine until we totally free from the negative karma. Yeah. So that way, how to shine this nature purity is by purification. Okay. So earlier I mentioned what is the you know, remedy for actually purifying the negative karma. What is the main remedy? The main remedy is the accumulation of the merit. More we accumulate, more we can be clean of our nature mind. So it's just like a more sun is come closer to the sunrise, more lights come up. More light come up, darkness go away. You don't need to remove those. So there's a no. Sometimes we have this in the Vajrayana. There's called the bathing ceremony, like purifying, bathing something like that alone cannot totally purify your negative karma. Some kind of like that blessings. If that is a possible, then just wash in the like a Ganji or somewhere to like stay there for few weeks. So there are lots of history saying in the Hindu tradition, like a Ganji can purify all your negative. Similarly, we do that on the ceremony, receiving the water. Also, there's a water purification. Yes, a sudden obscuration can purify by that power of the mantra and power of the blessings. But by that one cannot purify our negative karma or obscurations. Cannot wash by the water. So there's a quote said, Tuna deba cha ki mintushi, tuna deba chui mintushin, duetung cha yi yomisers. Ninki tokpa shenla pominu, chuni tempa temperatures. It said Buddha cannot wash the sentient beings' negative karma by water, or Buddha cannot remove all the suffering of the sentient being by his hand. And he cannot transform his realization to the sentient beings. Transfer. Cannot transfer. Yeah, cannot transfer to his realization to the sentient beings. Only by giving instruction on the ultimate nature can liberate. So that reason we only can liberate it by our own merit. So Buddha can give us instruction, but we have to follow with that. So that way, normally I joke, Buddha is like Google. Give you instruction, but it's not going to cook for you or not going to drive for you. Yeah. If you search in the Google, you get all the information. You have to do by yourself. Google not going to do for you. So for me, it's like similar. So how we ourselves, we do the actual purification, we have to learn how to do the two accumulations. Accumulation of merit and accumulation of wisdoms. So most of the Buddhist teaching is those two accumulations. Like, for example, eight noble path. Yeah, eight noble path. You can say like a right view, right thought, and right mindfulness, right meditation. Those can say accumulation of the wisdom. Right livelihood, right action, and right effort. Those are, you can say, accumulation of the merit. Similarly, in the Mahayana 6 paramita, generosity, moral ethic, those are accumulation of the merit. Mental concentration, wisdom as accumulation of the wisdom. Yeah. And in the Vajrayana, there's called the two generation stage and completion stage. Generation stage is mainly accumulation of the merit, and the completion stage is the mainly accumulation of the wisdom. So that is showing us all the Buddha's teachings, all the practices about the two, how to do the two accumulations. So through this two accumulation, gather of the two accumulation, like it's like a wise investor or wise businessman. Good business person only increasing their what called that wealth. Yeah. Yeah, asset. Bad one is even their parent give them a chunk of money, they will. Yeah, it's going to be like become less. Squander. Yeah. So that way need a good, vast, wise investor, like wise investor for the Dharma practitioner is it? So it means that make sure you not decrease your wealth. Yeah. So what is the Dharma practitioner wealth? Is it in the letter to friend? They explain the 7 wealth. Yeah. Richness of the faith, 1, richness of the discipline, 2, richness of the hearing, 3, richness of the giving, it means generosity practice, 4, richness of the shame based on the what one think, and richness of the shame because of the what other think, then richness of the prajnan, it means the wisdom. So this is called the 7 wealth of the spiritual. So we have to increasing those wealth. So how to increasing those wealth is by to accumulation. Yeah, more increasing those wealth, less we become diluted, less become confused. And when we are less diluted and less confused, we do less negative things. So that is how purifying. So if we know we are accumulating merit and said, though enjoy his wealth is never exhausted. So enjoy it, his wealth means that from now on until we become a complete Buddhahood, we will experience the result of our accumulation continually. Like a good business person, he can live life really comfortably, joyfully, same time also increasing their asset. Yeah. So that way, therefore, apply yourself as a virtuous deed. This is my heart advice. Okay, so but even we accumulate, it will not dedicate it. Some kind of negative emotion can destroy them. So we make sure that secure whatever we accumulate. Now, Tibetan, we said, men need the wealth. Also, wealth need the secure. I mean, for us surviving, we need material things. Yeah, those material things have to be take care. If not take care, it can become damaged by weather or stolen by someone. So similarly, all those accumulations of the merit and accumulation of the wisdom, if we're not dedicated, there will be dangers of destroying. Like I don't think so. Anyone of us who have not have anger, not have anger. Make sense? I mean, long as we are in the samsara with the desire realm, definitely we have anger. Everyone have some degree of. Maybe some can really good to hiding, some are not good to hiding. Some are direct, some are indirect. But I think long as we are in the desire realm, we are not free from the anger emotion. So one single moment's anger can destroy the 100 years merit if we're not dedicated. So only those merit can be protect from the anger emotion if we dedicate it. So that way we have to learn how to dedicate it. And the dedication, there have a Hinayana tradition dedication and a Mahayana tradition dedications. In the Hinayana tradition dedication mean the self-liberations. I want to dedicate this one to myself, liberated from the samsara. Yeah. Here said Mahayana dedication. Mahayana dedication means like a great vehicle. In the great vehicle is carrying everyone together, not just only like personal transportation. Everyone go together. So that way is called the Mahayana. That the vehicle that is carrying everyone, the great one. So this is a this way in the Mahayana dedication is a dedicating for benefit of migrating beings, want to become enlightenment for the benefit of other sentient beings, not just only personal benefit. So that way it's Mahayana dedications, like the well-guarded treasure. So once we dedicate it, it's just like well-guarded treasure. You know, when treasure house is really well guarded by the protector, they not have to worry about the thief or something to take away, or it going to be wasted somewhere. Not going to waste and not going to lose. Well guided. So how to we will guard, yeah, will guard our true accumulation is by dedication. So we must dedicate it. It bear fruit continually until the enlightenment is won. So mean that continually give us fruit. Resolve will experience continually from now on until complete Buddhahood. You know, it's not like treasure house that nobody can use. So once we dedicate it continually, so that way, if you dedicate it for this life's benefit or next life's benefit, like become rich, become wealthy or some things, it can possible to happen that one. But once you experience that result, Meru will exhaust it in there, because your aim is to have become rich, yeah. But if you dedicate it to the complete enlightenment, even you don't have the aim of a want to mundane, you know, kind of like a what call this a mundane livelihood benefit, you can say, yeah. So those materials, even you don't wish they will come. Once you dedicate it to the complete enlightenment, and it will never exhaust. Yeah, never exhaust it. Continually will have a so also we said, if you wish to be complete enlightenment, even the mundane benefit is you don't have intention, but still it comes. Yeah, like when farmer when they grow with a crops, yeah, like a rice or a barley or wheat, their plan is not have hay, but hay will come automatically, naturally. So hay is an example of a mundane, like temporary benefit. You know, so all the temporary benefit, even you don't wish it, will comes until you become a Buddhahood. Continually have those temporary benefit, but also it not exhausted there, yeah. Yeah, not going to exhaust it there within from just experience the temporary benefit. Yeah, will not be exhausted. So therefore, continually that reach to until complete enlightenment. This enlightenment is talking about the Buddha. You know, so it accomplishing the benefit of oneself and others. So that way, with the intention of a altruistic motivation and dedication of a Mahayana dedication, will benefit both yourself and other sentient beings. This is my heart's advice. So it's a necessity to dedicate it whatever amount of accumulation matter. Even you do that, you know, like a public service, for example. Even you do the public service. Even you do the daily job. As long as it's a benefit for other, you should have good intention. You know, intention as a, you know, you want to go to work for benefit of other sentient beings, not just think, oh, I want to go to work so that way I get pay. When you go to intention as a, oh, I want to go to, so that way I get paid. That is called a temporary intention, yeah, temporary benefit intention. Yeah, if you go to work, doesn't matter which work, except maybe certain work, I'm not sure that is a benefit, like making weapons or, making alcohol or making tobacco, yeah, tobacco, like smoke, yeah, tobacco or butcher, that kind of job. I don't think so. Your intention can change those, Other than that, all our daily job, we got a good intention to that I want to go to there to help other sentient beings. So you will get some kind of excitement and joy to go to work. Yeah. Then when you're working, if even physically tired, you're not going to tired from the mentally. Why? Because you get joy about doing something that is meaningful. Like when you do exercise, physically it makes you really tired. But the more you do, more you gain joy because you know it's going to get benefit for your health. So the same way, even our just daily job, just go with like that. Then end of the work, then dedicate it. Whatever today I did good deeds, I'm going to dedicate it to become complete Buddhahood for benefit of sentient beings. So that's all three complete there. Intention, actually practice, and dedication. Now then you don't have to worry about I haven't done my daily practice. Some people, they think that's a daily practice is really important. Yeah. But then the rest of the day is it really become evil. So I'm not sure where is going our practice. So that reason I think the rest of our day, whatever we do, I think most of our job is to benefit other sentient beings, directly or indirectly. Yeah, even you fixing your own garden, somehow it will benefit other sentient beings. So when you make beautiful garden, anyone who see, they get joy. Yeah, you're giving them happiness. So that way, even it's involved to your own backyard work, somehow it will benefit for other. So that I'm doing for myself. Make sense? So then any kind of good deed you do should dedicate it. Then most of our job, except certain things that is involved to that directly harming other sentient beings, as I mentioned, like weapon or butcher or those kind of job. Other than that, daily basic our job is to become a part of the practice. 37, the Patimoksha vow is like a holder of jewels. Without depending on this, there's no holy dharma. It's the foundation of everything. This is my heart's advice. So Patimoksha vows, there's a 7 type of Patimoksha vows. Two are called the Upasika or Upasaka. It's mean the lay vows, like from the refuge to until the 5 precepts. It's called the lay vows. People taking lay. Lay people can take those vows. So long as we are following to the Buddha, we need that vows. Even your lay, you have to take 5 or 1 precepts. You have to take lay vows. A reason is why we have to take the vows is because especially those 5 precepts is actually involved to the harm other sentient beings. Killing, stealing, lying, sexual misconduct, and alcohol, toxicant. So it harming ourselves or other sentient beings. Someone always harm me. Make sense? So that way, taking precept for avoiding those is called the Pati Moksha. Prati means the individual, Moksha means the freedom. So anyone hold those individual, whoever hold those individual will liberate them. But my Patimoksha not going to liberate you, your Patimoksha not going to liberate me, So vow. So that way called the Patimoksha, individual liberation, vows. It's like holder of the jewels. This holder of the jewel is a name of the earth, poetic metaphor as the earth as called the holder of the jewel. The earth is the best for everything. Everything held by the earth. Make sense? If we don't have an earth, even we cannot support our own body. Forget about the rest of material. Everything is held by the earth. So that way I call the holder of the jewel, mean that all the wealth is held by the earth. So same way, all those material you can have, you can drive car, you can build house, you can, plane, all those, everything is what we can do because of the earth. If we don't have an earth, forget anything. Similarly, Patimoksha is the foundation of all the holy dharma, or sometimes called the Sata Dharma. It means the practice of the Dharma, Buddhist teachings. So without the Patimoksha, or without the avoiding all those negative, no one can practice. So sometimes, especially Vajrayana practitioner, they think like many things that Vajrayana can do, but like Hinayana and Mahayana cannot do. That's not true. Actually, Vajrayana is more restrict than Hinayana and Mahayana. One example is, in the Vajrayana said it is okay to tantric practitioner to drink alcohol, but you're not allowed to get drunk. Yeah. If you get drunk, you will be reborn in the hell called the crying hell. In the Tantric Buddha's Tantric teaching itself said. So in the sutra said, don't drink alcohol because it will make you drunk. Make sense? So one said, don't get drunk. One said, don't drink. So which one is easier actually? Not getting drunk by not drinking, or not getting drunk by drinking? Not much easier to not get drunk by not drinking. So there in this, the lots of Vajrayana, it just say things do, but it's not same as what we think. So actually Vajrayana is more restrict. Also other things too. So that reason, Patimoksha. Some people may think, oh, then Milarepa, Rechumba, they are not monk. Milarepa first he received from the Marpa was the Upasika. First teaching was that one Marpa gave before any other teachings. That Upasika is one of the 7 Patimoksha. Late have to receive one. Without that one, there's no foundation for practicing, rest of practice. So that way I said it is the foundation of everything. This is my heart's advice. Okay, so if we hold the Patimoksha vow, what is the kind of benefit, or what is outcome with the pure Patimoksha vows? Is that Pure morality is like the precious shrine. It is an object of the prostration for the all beings, including the gods. The one should guard the three training as one's guard one's eyes. This is my heart's advice. Uh, so pure morality is in the keeping morality without the damage or without the mistaking. It's like a precious shine. So somebody have a pure morality, that person is equal to the precious shrine. So what is the precious shrine? Mean that any kind of object that is worthy to worship. Some there's a lot. I mean, basically, stupa, statue, those are just material, yeah. But it's become some kind of representative of the enlightened representation. So that way they become worthy to, offering. Yeah, object to the venerating, yeah, veneration. We can say veneration. Yeah. So that way it's called the. So what is that? That means the precious shrine mean the object to the object that's worthy to worship, worthy to prostration, or worthy to offering. So with the pure morality, is it like that? It's not just only for the human beings, even the God realm. Basically, God realm is much higher than human being. But the God realm, they will worship or object prostration or offering to the human being who have a pure moral ethic. Because of that, their moral ethic, that human being is becoming higher than those God realms. Because of that quality. So actually, we said it's a 4 fully ordained monk and 1 enlightened quality is equal to same. Sometimes you can see the noble sangha or Arya sangha. This is when it come to the more than 4, they are like the same as a complete enlightened one. The qualities because of the pure ethic. One should guard the 3 trainings: training of the morality, training of the samadhi, training of the wisdom. Or 3 morality. This is called in the Mahayana called the moral ethic of restraining the negative, yeah, moral ethic of the accumulating the merit of virtue or accumulating the virtue, and the moral ethic of the benefiting other sentient beings. I think that is more suitable here. 3 type of moral ethic. So we have to guard those 3 training as one guard, as one eyes. When things happen, first things we cover our eyes. Eyes is the most important from the organ. If you're not here, it's okay. If you're not taste, it's okay. But if you lose your sight, then you become pretty much, handicapped. So that way, how normally people guide their eyes, same way to guide as a moral ethic. This is my heart's advice. So this is how important or how great benefit I have received by having pure moral ethic. And maybe this immorality as effect is also you can translate as impure morality. Yeah, like morality is not pure. Or like corpse fall into the soil. Soil?
Yeah, well, immorality.
Yes, the damage morality.
Yeah.
Somebody who damaged their morality. So immorality, immoral affected person is like corpse fall into the soil.
Corpse that falls into the soil.
Swear, S-E,
Sawyer.
yeah,
Oh,
S-E-W-E-R.
Okay. Sawyer.
Yeah. They arose the disgust of the holy person and the root virtue. Uh, so what does this mean? That when we damage our moral ethic, as I say, one is it become like corpse. Why is it become like corpse? Is it no longer have a life of a liberation path? Life of liberation is destroyed. Yeah, that way it's become a corpse, and it is becoming like that corpse is a fall into the filthy soil. As a defected. Make sense? One is the stop the continuing of the path of the liberation. So that way it's like a kill the path of the liberation. When it stop, it's the same as a kill, yeah. And the two is it's becoming impure. So it's just like a really filthy, not just corpse. It's a really filthy corpse. So when corpse, anyone come near, it discuss. So who can see that kind of impure corpse? Say holy beings. And maybe translate here, holy being is better than holy person. Yeah, I think holy beings. Holy being and destroy the root of virtue. So that way, what is the root of a virtue? Is a root of a virtue is all talking about the virtue that is becoming path to the liberation. All the path through the liberation's virtue is called the root of the virtue. Okay, so that is destroyed by that root. So when we destroy that root, then it's become like corpse. Okay, so there's no anymore continuing. Like when it become a corpse, wherever throw they're going to stay. Never travel anymore further, unless somebody carry. So we become like that. Those who violated morality become the object to the scorn or object to the like a criticism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would be scorn.
Yeah. Okay. So update the scorn mean. I mean, this is a if somebody is a really undisciplined, even the mundane way. Somebody is stealing, somebody is killing, somebody is lying. People will say lots of bad things. Nobody will say, "Oh, this is a wonderful person." So everyone will what called criticize on that person. Forget about the spiritual path, even the mundane way. Sometimes some society, not just only person who doing bad things, even their whole, what called the family and related, those people are become a part of that. Yeah. So some like a can say old-fashioned society. Even if one person have done something, whole relative become a part of that punishment. If one of the family member or some relative did some kind of a like stealing or lying or something bad, then everybody say, oh, this is related to that person.
Disgrace.
Yeah, so that is how people look down, not just only that person. Make sense? Yeah. Yeah.
You disgrace to your family.
Yes, you disgrace your family, you disgrace your society. Okay, one more. Loving kindness is like a warrior victorious in the battle. In the instant, in any yeah, annihilate all the horde of Amaras without the exceptions. Meditate on all beings as your parents. This is my heart's advice. So here, loving kindness. Now, um, in the Sanskrit, is called the Mitriya. Yeah. So this is something that is that some kind of attitude that's wishing that other to be happy. Not as a same as an English word, loving kindness. Yeah. So when you wishing to be other to be happy, long as you have this wish, you want to be other mean the everyone happy, or if you put other beings are more important than yourself, like how mother put the child as more important than herself. Yeah. Child is always a priority. Child's education, child's career, child's everything is health, everything is always mother put the child as a priority than her own health or anything. Yeah. She can sacrifice anything from her part to make sure the child does not have to go through that, any kind of suffering. So similarly, if a practitioner have that kind of a mental attitude, none of afflicted emotion will come. Make sense? So when you are totally defeat those non-afflicted emotion, then that's called the warrior victorious. In the Buddha is called the what? Yeah, victoria. Yeah, Buddhist victorious over the Mara. What is the Mara? We always see sometimes Mara as outside. Mara is within us. So in instance, it annihilated all the horde of Maras. So I think Milarepa, you see demon as an outside, it become harmful. But if you see demon as a empty and is becoming a support of the accomplishment. If you see demon as a inseparable of the within your mind, that is a higher supreme realization. So something like that. There's some Vajra songs. Also, lots of they saying is when you see as a demon as an outside, and then they become harmful for you, evil spirit harmful. But when you see they are part of the, inseparable of your nature state, then they become a protector. That one is like a experience through the Milarepa with the Tsirima, 5 sisters. From the beginning to they not come as a pleasant appearance. They took all kind of a test on Milarepa. Finally, they realized he was there's no chance to get harm to him. So that way, even the spirit, if our mind is really truly protected from all those evil thoughts, no other spirit cannot harm us. So there's one story, one monk doing retreat, really good practitioner. One point, without his knowledge, he have harm one spirit, okay, some kind of like a damage to that spirit, something happened. So that spirit really upset with this monk, retreater. But he couldn't harm that monk. No, never get chance to harm.
Never had the opportunity.
Yeah, never had the opportunity to harm. The one day, the monks, two sponsored fighting. So he become involved with those fight. He try to, try to make peace with them.
Try to intervene.
Yeah, intervene. And then demon said, this is my chance. Then he attacked to the monk. So when our mind is not really, obscured by negative, no one can harm us. So that is showing us a true, hold of Mara is within us. Like Mara tried to disturb Buddha's meditation by 3 different ways, The first was a false message, second was a desirable object, and third was a harmful object. Try to disturb all those 3 times. Buddha used his inner wisdom and strength to make sure, did not disturb his stability of a meditation or, the mind. That way, Mara couldn't do. Even the Mara's weapons become a flower to Buddha. Yeah. So I think this is a similar way. Like if you see negative way, when somebody says something to you, especially pointing you are negative, you feel like criticism. You get upset.
You feel criticized.
Yeah, criticize. But if you see as a dada, as a advice, you will appreciate. And you feel like grateful. So that grateful or angry is how you make decision, how you perceive on the kind of someone's, showing your faults. Make sense? So that way, it's like that person cannot make you angry and accept how you make yourself. Can you? Yeah. So that way, I think this all the Mara, whatever we always be try to think as an outside, there's not really such things outside. There's a Mara, except our own inner horde of Maras. Yeah. So that way, this is only can destroy by the loving kindness and compassion. When we have a loving kindness, I mean that wishing to everyone is happy, there are no chance to increasing our negative emotion. So once we don't have that negative emotions, and we are completely free from those horde of Maras. So that is what it means that annihilated horde of Maras mean. In the Shadideva's Buddhista Jayavatara said, if you want to protect your feet from all the unpleasant what call thorns or whatever on the ground, just wear nice shoes. Chanchu semcho Rinpoche manje pana je joche Geba nyamba memba ya kone kondo pewa sho tata konde tam jeje duzondo sabada yube jeve zawa de tata senjen danje nyundo lanam Yanda ba zobe janju rembo je to ba jo je ishe ja kunse kunje che je dende ne la wando de gomba renje je demba sit she to sang gomben sen ju ji